Go, Cubs, go!
Not only did Cubs find a way to finally put together a 3-game winning streak this past week, but they also got their first series win since May the 7th. That's obviously a good thing and a bad thing. Welcome back to Clark and Addison, Born into the Ivy. I'm your host, David Butler, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave us some comments and or a 5-star review on YouTube and or any audio platform. The San Francisco Giants review. The Cubs offense finally gets something going in the first 2 games, but in the finale, they couldn't put any slug in anything. They had 7 hits, but only one was an extra base hit. It was a double by Moises Ballesteros. In the first 2 games, though, PCA and Bregman both had 2 singles, so you're not going to knock that too much by any means, obviously. But it would have been nice to have a little more slug from somebody somewhere in there in those 7 hits. Logan Webb is an excellent, excellent pitcher, and showing why, if the Giants are willing to deal him, he is worth some prospect capital. As well as probably somebody who's solid already in the big leagues, to be frank. You know what I mean? But Logan Webb's great pitcher, a really good pitcher, looked like a really great pitcher today. And I don't know if the Giants are willing to deal him, but if they are, that you saw why today. So, in the first 2 games, they had 4 and 7 extra base hits. 4 extra base hits Friday night, 7 on Saturday. Excellent. The offense looked much better in both of those games. And I would say, although it was a bit frustrating at times today, they didn't draw any walks today, which is uncharacteristic of the team, but it also showed Logan Webb's dominance, frankly. Pete and Michael Bush, both had a hell of a series. Some others did too, namely 2 really good pitchers, Ben Brown and Javier Assad. Javier Assad looked absolutely fantastic Friday night. Brown did not look as great yesterday, frankly. But this is why I think this might have been his most encouraging start to date. He did not have his best stuff. He gave up a .350 batting average on a game Saturday, but still limited the Giants to 1 run and found a way to keep his team in the game. Went 5 innings, and it was just an important outing because it was the type of outing, and he's done this before already, but this was probably where he had the worst stuff since he'd been starting. And you're not going to have it all the time by any means. Like, no pitcher does. Nobody. I don't care who y'all think that some of these guys are. They don't always have it. Paul Skeens doesn't always have it. Yamamoto doesn't always have it. Nobody always has it. But what makes those guys so great, and I'm not comparing Ben Brown to these guys yet, don't get me wrong, but what makes them so great is doing what Ben Brown did Saturday night. He found a way to keep his team in the game, and not only in the game, but he limited 1 run. That's amazing considering the stuff he had. And it was what he last season would have done, was just melt down when things weren't going the way he needed them and wanted them to, even when he had good stuff. And he was trying to be too perfect all the time at that moment. And he kept with the game plan and doing the stuff that he needed to do and stepping up when it really mattered, like getting the 2 strikeouts against Devers and I can't remember who it was. I apologize. It's been a whirlwind weekend. Last weekend, I told you my daughter graduated. This weekend, we had her party for her. That was great. And so I've been busy with that stuff too. So I apologize for not knowing more. And also, frankly, not having a better podcast. We're doing a review. We're going to go over some injuries. And I'm doing a preview for the Rockies. And that's going to be it. So I promise Thursdays we'll have a little more meat and things to look at to go with the normal stuff. So But a good series overall. Disappointing to lose last night, obviously, but that's okay. Like, we can deal with that when it's on occasion. We won 3 out of the last 4. Let's go back home and get some more wins. Matthew Boyd, I talked about it last episode, had a little hiccup. He did throw a long toss on the 12th. Felt great after that. So that's fantastic. He will be throwing a bullpen this next week. And then Council said that hopefully he can progress rapidly. Not sure what that means exactly. Maybe he only has 1 rehab start. Maybe he has no rehab starts if everything's going well after these next steps. Because he did just recently have some. Seiya Suzuki got hurt in last night's game, had some right knee discomfort, and after landing awkwardly, going for a ball that was hit short of him. I mean, as long as right now he's considered day to day. They said that he was in a good mood. He was kind of laughing a little bit when he was coming off the field last night. I think that they're probably playing it safe. He could probably play if absolutely necessary. But I think it would be best to just kind of wait a little bit and see how it goes, and not rush it for him. I personally was very disappointed that Michael Conforto was the starter in right field today and not Matt Shaw. That really, really disappointed me. Matt Shaw is not getting a fair shake, and he's not getting a chance. And it's really pissing me off, frankly. Because it's not like Conforto's playing well. The dude's like, I mean, what did he do today? He didn't even do that much. He didn't have a hit. And before this game, he was 3 of his last 38. So Michael Conforto went 0 for 4 today, and is now 3 of his last 42. Why on earth would he be playing instead of Matt Shaw? I get it was a right-handed pitcher. I don't care. That's stupid. That's stupid. If we're strictly platooning all the time, that's stupid too. And it's not having a feel for what you need to have a feel for. It's just stupid. Tell me I'm wrong. I mean, somebody, please tell me why I'm wrong on that. Okay, I'll shut up. Jackson Wiggins is throwing bullpen sessions and facing hitters in Arizona. A return to games could be coming soon. All of this, again, is via MLB.com. And so that's exciting. Tyrone, we already talked about. Nothing's changed with him. So, Colorado Rockies preview. On Monday, Michael Lorenzen, right-handed pitcher, who shut us down with an 8.01 ERA, will go against Shota Imanaga, who pitched great against the Rockies in his last outing, who is 4-6 with a 4.44 ERA. Lorenzen 2-8, 7.54 ERA now. So, obviously, I mean, I would expect some offense depending on what the wind is doing. But it's supposed to be solid weather, I believe, this week, or at least early in the week. So I'd expect some solid offense between both these teams. Hopefully Shota has got something figured out again and has settled down a little bit with that. On Tuesday would be Ryan Feltner, who is 2-2 with a 5.20 ERA against Edward Cabrera, 4-3 with a 4.86 ERA. And on Wednesday will be Southpaw Sean Sullivan making his second start of the season, I think his second career start. He went 3 innings in his last start. He is 0-0 with a 0.00 ERA against right-handed pitcher Javier Assad, 4-1 with a 3.99 ERA. Has had 2 really bad starts, and every other start he's had in bigs this year has been really good. So hopefully we get that version again of Javi, and we rock that out. At worst, they should win 2 out of 3. However, they come into this series back at Wrigley after having won like 15 in a row. In their last 12, they're 1-11. 1-11 in their last 12 at Wrigley Field. So, nothing is a gimme, but 2 out of 3 at worst. They really need to sweep the series, to be frank. So, the Rockies enter this series at 27-45, and they are coming off a 23-9 drubbing of the Athletics in Las Vegas. They are 3-7 in their last 10. 2 of those 3 wins came against the Chicago Cubs, though. While the Cubs are 5-5 in their last 10 as well. Neither team has great starting pitching, and overall, the pitching for Colorado has been horrid even on the road. Cubs bullpen has been solid, but Shota and Cabrera have struggled some, even though their last starts were okay to really good. The Rockies are averaging 4.57 runs per game entering this series, and so are the Chicago Cubs, both teams tied in 11th place in the majors. Players of the week. This week, the offensive player of the week and position player was difficult. I ended up going with Michael Busch. I think he edged out PCA and maybe a little bit of Seiya there. Busch had one double, 2 home runs, 4 runs scored, 6 RBIs, and 1 stolen base to go with a 353 batting average and a 1.265 OPS. He also had 4 walks to boot, boys and girls. The starting pitcher, I ended up going with Shota Imanaga. 1 game start, 5 innings, 0 ERA, 118 batting average against, and a 329 OPS with a 1.50 FIP. And a relief pitcher, it was bounced back and forth. I ended up going with Phil Maton. I could have gone with Rollison too. Rollison had his third appearance today. It wasn't technically out of the bullpen, but Ryan Rollison has looked really good here recently. Phil Maton, though, although a bit shaky, good for him. So hopefully this is something we really need to get back on track. It would be huge if from here on out Phil Maton becomes much, much more reliable. 3 games, 3 innings pitched, 0 earned run average, but had a 250 batting average against and a 558 OPS. So not good, but not bad at all either. So encouraging. Hopefully that continues to get more encouraging and get better, and he can find that rhythm that he needs and the feel of his pitches better again. I'm David, and we thank you for joining and or watching and or listening to Clark and Addison Born Into the Ivy. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave us a 5-star review and some comments along the way, whether you're listening on YouTube and or any audio platform. Have a great day, and
Go Cubs, go!